At Abundly AI, we have now worked with about 100 different organizations in helping them adopt generative AI and go across the journey. So we're starting to see an archetype of how to make this happen. There are two sides to it. One is helping individual teams use generative AI more and better. And the other one is looking at the organization, how to make this transformation actually happen. So the first one when it comes to individual teams, the first level up is just getting people to use these AI chatbots. And the goal here is to have individuals that use it maybe 10 times per day, then you're really up and running. There's studies that say that if you're at this level of usage, you can save up to 5 hours per week. And we can help here with prompt engineering training and really getting people to get started here. Then the next level is level 2, when you start to have teams revisit actually how to work. And here we typically do process re-engineering, where we help teams turn every stone, and then they move from, on the one hand, they move from just the obvious use cases to having more parts of the process systematically looked at. And the other thing that happens is that maybe in level 1, it's the most proactive team members that do it. But if you do a little bit more systematic approach, you get everybody on board to really work in this new way. And then level 3 is when you say, okay, wait a minute. Now we have found this and this place where we have great prompts that we can use over and over again, but now we copy paste. And then you can save a lot of time by turning into agents. So take the best use cases and turn them into AI agents that can kind of pick it up from where the information occurs, do the relevant processing, working with the prompt, refining it, and then having the AI agent put it in the right information in the right place. Then you can really save a lot of time. We've done a bunch of these custom agent projects for customers. And then level 4, the way we think about it, is when you will have more fluid way of spinning up new agents whenever you see something. Hey, wait a minute, here's something an AI could help. To be honest, there are pretty much no teams at that level yet, but we foresee that already by the end of this year, by the end of 2025, we'll start to see the most proactive teams dynamically spin up AI agents to help them wherever that's applicable. Okay, so all these levels, individual teams can take one step up by themselves, and every team that makes progress is valuable in and of itself. You can be level 1 in some places and level 3 in some other places. That's common. So the other angle then is how to have your organization drive this through and make it happen. And so the first thing here is creating a sense of urgency. The point here is that before your top of the organization is really bought into this and will drive it forward, it's hard to make the change happen. Here we can help. We've done many presentations for boards or management teams where we come in and we both explain the relevance and the impact of this transformation in and of itself, but also showcase what is possible already now. And then typically they feel like, okay, wow, we need to step up and do something with this. The second one is building the coalition. When we think about making this change happen, you need an organization, like a project organization, to drive this forward. So we have maybe a sponsor at the top, maybe the CEO or somebody heavy in the management team. Then you also need a lead, like a central project manager that can drive this change forward and be responsible, ideally at least half time, maybe full time. And then that person also needs help from champions throughout the organization. Ideally, those should be appointed, like you're now the champion for your team and so forth. That's both relevant to drive the teaching and helping people figure out how to do it, but also figure out what are the most worthwhile initiatives and be ears and eyes and hands out in the organization. What we've done here to help organizations is, for the leads, we have a recurring course where we have trainings for gather leads from many different organizations and teach them about how they can be helpful in driving this change. And then there's also a great community forming among these people that have this similar role in different organizations. And for the champions, we help them with trainings, both kind of the prompt engineering training, the process re-engineering training, thinking about agents, making sure that they can really stay at the forefront and pull the other people along. And then there also, in the coalition, there are other roles that are really important. For example, IT, super important to evolve them to give access and have a reasonable, balanced perspective. And HR can be really relevant in unlocking and driving the learning journey. Okay, when you have the coalition in place, the next thing is access. So here, of course, I mentioned IT, but giving access to people, before people have access to the relevant tools, they can't really do anything. And this comes in two waves. First, people need to have access to AI chatbots. Whatever tool is available here is good. Like, you need to have access to one of the good models via chatbot. And then also you need to lean forward and give people access to agent building. Maybe champions can go first here, but then quite quickly give access broader to agents to your organization, because they unlock a higher level of productivity gain. And then when you have access, the learning journey can begin. And here we talked about that, how to lift all the teams, but also about sharing information in the organization, sharing good examples, getting an experimental organization up and running. We can be helpful with all the trainings, but also workshops, and following up and making sure that this happens. And then strategy, before you start and say this should be our strategy, it's really important to get a little bit of learning journey going, understanding what does this mean for us, how can we work with it, getting a little bit of a feel, early signals from the organization, and then you can start to articulate what will this mean for us going forward. We help with strategic foresight workshops and also a strategic foresight course where we try to help organizations to think about what this means going forward. And then of course the next is when you start to have the learning journey going, you have a direction for where you want it to go, you want to scale this up, then we're happy to help with courses and also training trainers, and really helping you scale this kind of knowledge journey that your organization needs to be on. And underlining all of this, our AI agent platform is designed to both make this learning journey easy and be accessible, and also to allow you to take your agents one step further, not just the simple ones, but also advanced custom agents for the most valuable use cases. So that's how we at Abundly help you along this transformation journey. Thank you.